what is going on in the world with these bombings that are striking restaurants and public squares in East Afghan and Jalalabad? I mean, wounding at least 66 people, and as the country marked the 100th anniversary of independence. And ISIS claimed responsibility for a weekend of bomb attack on a wedding reception in the capital, Kabul, that killed 63 people and wounded nearly 200. You know, you really cross the line when you bomb weddings and funerals and churches and synagogues and mosques. I mean, you really, really do. And you ask yourself, how much longer can this go on? Is it going to only continue to escalate? I mean, if you can't go to your wedding, our funeral, our church, and feel sacred and safe, you have to worry about whether somebody's going to use it as a moment of protest and rebellion to make a statement at your expense. I mean, killing and assassinating people for no reason at all. And, you know, you just got to speak out against it. We see what happened on the scale here in the United States, but we sometimes forget that it's happening to the world. I mean, people are just dying, man. I mean, life is the most precious gift God gives us. And for someone to just go in and bomb, they have no idea the people, they don't know their names, they don't know their stories, they don't know their history, they don't know the depths of their family, the careers that they're pursuing. They just don't know anything. They go and kill these faceless people in the name of some false theory and some false and polluted political agenda which they think justifies it. And they're willing to kill themselves. I mean, they have no value for life. They have no value for family connectivity. And you just don't destroy those lives. The families are left with the guilt and the mourning and the sorrow. And just imagine, yes, the bride and the groom survive, but they will never be the same because they can't, on their wedding day, that is the memory that they have. I mean, I'm asking this question. What is going on in the world? It's not just the United States. It's all over the world. What is happening to mankind? God's greatest creation has become the most destructive and the most fearful of any kind of existence on the planet. What has happened to man? Where is the conscience of man? What is going wrong? Can we turn it around? What do we need to do? Arm ourselves? Put security guards on the doors at weddings and funerals now? At mosques and synagogues? What do we do to protect ourselves and that which we love? What is it going to reduce us to? I'm telling you, man, decent people are not going to continue to stand and become sitting ducks for somebody's warped political ideology. It's just not. And then it was reported in this country that there were 3 other possible terrorist attacks where there was the ammunition, and the FBI thwarted it. It put a stop to it, but they would have carried out more deadly terrorism on innocent people. And listen, and here's the sad part. Our investigative units can stop it 1,000,000 times. All they need to do is get it right once. And hundreds and hundreds of lives are destroyed and shattered forever. Do we need to return to God, return to spirituality? Is God closing his eyes on the world because of man, and man thinks that he's God, and we deny God in the classroom, in our lives, in our existence? Is the Creator trying to tell us something that we don't want to admit? Is that we can do anything we want to do without any conscience of responsibility and accountability and the consequences for it? Something's going on, and I tell you what, man cannot figure it out alone. I remember one of my favorite passages from the Bible. Our souls are restless, O Lord, until they rest in thee. The human conscience is restless, lost, polluted, dangerous, darkened. And some can say that's always been this way. And the media loves to bring it to you in your bedroom. The more deadlier, the more they hype the stories. And should we even cover these stories? Should they even be mentioned when this kind of violence takes place? That's another question. Should we really want to know about it? We should never give any kind of energy, a satisfaction to these murderers, ever. Because they don't act alone. And their joy is seeing the media reports that they succeeded. No different than 9/11, when the box cutters and the World Trade Center. Should any of it have been published? Yes, there are other ways of warning people that their lives are in danger. You can send out a text. You can get on a bullhorn. Technology has it today where you can shut DC down and talk on a system where everybody hear it throughout the entire city. Do we need to broadcast these headlines anymore? Does that need to change? How far are we going to go before we decide to make some dramatic changes in the media and our lives and how we protect ourselves? What do? We make these arguments about gun control. What about suicide bomber control? Do you think you can control suicide bombers the way you control guns? No, because someone is bent on destruction, eventually they're going to succeed. We need to take a closer look at ourselves and how we can be better and how we can make a better society and how we can stop this in its tracks. I mean, it's like Armageddon, a slow Armageddon. It's destructive. When will it stop? Can we stop it? Do we have the capacity? Or do we just say, well, it's not my family, it's not me, it's someone afar, it's someone in Texas? Listen, remember the message from the Holocaust. They came after the Jews, we said nothing. They came after the gays, we said nothing. They came after the elite class, we said nothing. And then they came after me, and it was too late. When any of humanity is disrupted, destroyed, annihilated, a piece of all of us die, we must find what we can do to make ourselves better human beings and the world around us. Something is terribly wrong. We're so disconnected from our Creator. And when you don't have a conscience, and when you don't have a soul, and when it's deadened, this is what people are capable of. They have no human emotions. They have no capacity to feel, even sense, what their carnage has done to places like Kabul, places like El Paso, Texas, and Ohio, and Florida, and other places around the world where this just goes seemingly without protest. And we need to pray, whatever we need to do. We need to form a human chain around the world to stop this nonsense as much as we can before it's too late and it's your family that has been destroyed and shattered for generations to come. I'm Armstrong Williams.